So, you are welcome once again. My name is Abiola Samson. You are at the right place at the right time. It's Luminous Global Institute, and we are here to give you the best at our disposal. So, we really appreciate your time as well, because I've said earlier, the time is money. So, now in this scene, that is Series 3, Unit 3. At this point, we're going to give some basic diversification to our character. And the first thing I want us to do right now is to really change this part that our character is going to trade to a gaming part. We have part for ordinary character like human, for box, but for game, like you want like some parts that will be trained. All of us will play games on our phone. So most time there's a way the part which a gaming card trades. So we're going to turn this part not to just be an ordinary road, but a kind of parting road for a gaming car. So to do that, we'll click our camera, then we change this rotational follower, I beg your pardon, to game part. So let's just preview it. Okay, gaming part. So sometimes, because we want to put scene and different things, we put house, put car, put devil, put enemies, a lot of things here. So we can also narrow this scene to be more smaller, so that it can include other scenes and everything we are going to put here. So to do that, we'll click our camera once again, then we'll change this field of view from 60, we change it to, let's say, 100. So let's preview once again. Okay, that's good. So we have narrowed it, we have allowed the scene to be more wider. Okay. So now let's give this gaming move, that we can move it left and right, we can swing it left and right. So to do that, we double click on our main vehicle, so that the vehicle scene will be open for us. So look at the vehicle scene. So now we're going to give it let's give it a control. So let's give the control as touch to rotate. So let me bring it here. Touch to rotate. So let me enable it by clicking into the start. Yes. So now I will remove the Y as 0, because I don't want it to rotate upward. So I will remove the Y and I'll put it at 0. So I want it to rotate at the x-axis. So I want it to rotate at the speed of 0.5.3. Then I'll click the move. Now I'm done with this touch control. So I'll click this move. So this move now, you see, follow rotate. That is to say, whenever the car is rotating, the road part will be bending along. That is to say, when the car is moving, this same part should be curving along with it. The same part. Now, what I'm trying to say now is that, the reason why I click this is because when the car is moving, the same part too should be curving along that notion. Okay, so let's preview our work. You can move, but you can see now that we move out of the scene. Okay, so the reason why we move out of the scene is because the scene is very, very narrow. So now we're going to widen just scene. We'll go back to our 3D, click our scene, click our scene part, click our scene part. So now let's go and work on that scene. As I've said, we'll click the scene. So from there you go to start. From your start, you can increase the scale to like 2. So you go to end. See, you increase the scale to 2 as well. See, now it's wider. Then you can go to the next scene and increase the scale as well. Then the next scene, you increase it to 2. You go to the end as well, increase the scale to 2. You can do the same thing for the third scene, second scene, I beg your pardon. You click the start, increase the scale to 2. You go to the end and you increase the scale to 2. So now let's try to play the game. So you can move, you can turn, you can see. Okay. Now you can customize it if you want. So the next thing I'm going to do after this is I can expand the road. Expand the road. I'll just click this hand and I will drag.
This is not.
Okay, so now I think the next thing we are going to do now is to give these so now let's give more definition to the defeat zone and to the scene part. So to do that, let's click the defeat zone, let's click our control arrow. So let's move it forward and backward. Then let's click on our expand key. So let's expand it, let's make it to be more wider. So then let's improve it loud. Okay, so the width and the length now is very massive now, so that our car will have a lot of things we can put in the scene. The reason why we increase this defeat zone is that we can put different things within the circumference of this place that can accommodate a lot of things. Okay, so now let's give our scene part some dynamic look. So to do that, we click our scene. When we click our scene, then we'll go to our end. When we click our end, we can zoom out so that we can see what we are doing. Go to our end, then we can decide to even improve the length a little if we wish. So what we are going to do now is we want to give it some dimension. So to do that, this red arrow will click it inward to bend the road. See now, give a little curve. So you can decide to even curve it more by using your rotating key. You click your rotating key, you can bend it inward a little. Oh, it's too much. Okay, so let's just leave it at this point. So you can go to starting and bend the starting too as well if you really want. you can bend the starting. See it now. So this side will now curve, and so on and so forth. So let's just preview our work to see what we have done. So let's preview to see what we have really done. So you can see the road is curved. The road is curved. Okay. So you can decide. Let's preview it once again. Okay, so you can decide to make the first part to be a little bit straight so that you can start up the game from that page. And if you curve the beginning, the curve will start from the beginning and it's going to be more technical. You can really reduce the technicality a little. Okay. Okay, so as that. So as I was starting, you can just diversify as you want to. Can bring less to and see. So okay, so let's review the size. So let's bring the car backward, then bring it more to this thing. Okay, so let's bring it more to. Okay, so let's turn it to really meet up with what we want. Okay, we can decide to reduce the size of them. Okay, so let's bring it back. Let's just try the road. You can curve the road anyhow you really want. You can curve the road anyhow you want. So let's just really see what's up now. Okay. Okay. So now and try to bring it down and decide to bring it down. Okay. So now let's preview it after bending. Let's see how it's going to look like. Just basic bending anyway. So let's preview our work. Let's preview our work to see how it's going to work Okay, so you can see right now, you see, okay, see different cars are moving. The reason is because we duplicate this start, so whenever you duplicate, you will delete the character so that you have one major character. So let's see, we remove the character so that the same car that start from this place will walk to this place and walk to this place. As many scenes as you can create, So let's preview it now. So let's preview it and see what is going to happen. Okay, so you can see, you can dabble along the road and move. Okay, so that's it. So quick, good one. So let's continue and see. Okay, good one. So now let's give more functioning to our car, and let's amend the same part to some dimension that is more unique. So we are in our series 3, unit 3. That was where we stopped before. So that's where we're trying to create all this. We create our game, we create our defeat zone, create some enemies. So but today, what we're just going to do briefly is still series 3, unit 3, part 2. So now let's just give basic functionality. So let's assume now that we want this to hit all this enemy and they will be defeated. So let's just give brief analysis before we now dabble into it more critical. So to do that, we are going to open our characters zone. We double click on the car. So we double click on the car, so it brings us to this place. So now what we are going to do here is we are going to create we're going to give effects to our actions. So now what we are going to do now is that if this car, like look at this command language, if this car, now look at this command language, if this car collide with an object, what do you want it to happen? So the first thing we want to happen is that if this car collides with any enemy, we want the car to be defeated. So you type defeat here and pick it up. You click defeat and we bring it down. Or if your car collides with any object, I want the car to be defeated, I will join that defeation. So from defeat, when you are playing game, if the car hit the enemy, it will make a sound, and within few minutes it will delay before you will now say game over or restart. So let's put delay, let's put timing. So to put timing, you type delay, bring time. So you add it together. So now the timing, let's assume that I want the time to be like 1.5 seconds. 1.5 seconds. So after this stuff hits and it's delayed for 5 seconds, then I want an event to happen. So I'll pick event. So and the event that I want to happen is that, look at it, if my car collide with any enemy, I want it to be defeated. That is to say, let the car die. So then the defeating should be delayed for 1 point. Look at it, delay for 1.5 minutes. So from there, I want an event to happen, and the event that I want to happen is game over. Okay, so before this is just your basic command for the car. So for this command to now have effect on the 3D scene, for this command to have effect on this 3D scene, I beg your pardon, for this command to have effect on this 3D scene or 3D wall, you will leave from your main vehicle and go to your design, because anything you want to be physically exposed on your 3D world, you are going to make the division, or let me say the graphical or the command language, to be affected at your 3D world. So let's at your design world. So let's go to our design palette. I'll click my design. So this is my design palette now. So what I'm going to do, let me just reset it a little. So I will use here now. I will use two major things. Is I will use our UI screen. The meaning of UI simply means user's interface. So I'll bring one. I'll be needing two. I'll bring another one as well. So I can rename it and I can recode it. You remember what I told you? If you want to recode it, you click this pencil sign. Sorry. So first of all, let me just rename it. If I want to rename it, I'll double click it. I will rename it in order for me not to be confused. So let me rename it as 3D UI screen. So now let me rename this one as Game Over. Game Over. Okay. So you do like this, bring it close together. But if you see now, if I link this together, this my UI screen doesn't have a link which I can use to link it to the Game Over. The meaning of this now is that every of the design I've made here, the meaning of what I just did now is, I give a command here that the event should be Game Over. So for this command of Game Over to be effective, I need to go to my 3D world. That is this 3D one. I want this programming language here. I want this programming language to have effects here. So in order for this to happen, I need to go to the original. That is, I'll go to the main design. So I'll go to the main design. So what I'm saying is that anytime I'm playing game from here, I want an effect in this 3D world, and the effect I want, at my 3D world is for my game to be defeated when it collides with an enemy, and it should be delayed for a few minutes. Then Game Over. So go back again. So in order for me to have another clone here, so that I can connect this 3D screen to my Game Over, I will double click here. It will bring me here. So I will go to my button. I will locate Event Observer. You can put it here. If you decide, you can put it outside the scene. So Event Observer. So this Event Observer, I can decide to rename it as my 3D world. Okay. So I can go back to my design now. You see now, it's having a clone. Immediately I do that thing, there's a clone. We join it together. I repeat again, there wasn't clone to join both of them together. And how to do is you double click. When you double click, it will bring you here. So you now create a programming language that I want an event to be created. I want a O to be created at that 3D clone. Okay, so let me go back to my design. So now I can join it together. Now let me now give a structure to my Game Over. I will double click it. It will take me to Game Over screen. So at this Game Over screen, I will put different buttons. So, if you want to put button, you can search for navigation. Search for navigation. So this navigation, you see some game, you will see like something like place sign. So all those ones is very simple. You just go to Google, you download different types of. You can use your picture. You can put your picture here. When they click it, all you need to do is that you just come to this place, you click this symbol, and you go and pick your picture, or you will drag your picture from anywhere your picture is. For example, let's say this is a picture. Let's say this is the picture I want to use. I'll just drag it and bring it here. Simple as that, but I don't really want to use it. So this should serve as my before I put Game Over, let me just put, in game now there are 4 major things that used to happen when you are playing game. If you lose, the screen will pop out. You will see Game Over, you will see replay or reset, you will see initial score and old score. So let me just do that screen briefly. So let me say the first one is reset. You know, when you are playing game, when it's a game over, you can reset so that you can start playing. Let me first of all design the reset. So I will click here. When I click here, I will come down to, so I can rename it as reset. And rename it as, so I'll come to this function. What did I want this button to do? I want the button to serve as restart. Anytime you click it, the game should restart. So as it is like this, you can change the image. This restart, you can put your image there and put any fine image as you want, but it's just for practical purpose. So I will leave it. Then let me put another navigation, that is restart. Let me put another navigation for score. So I'll go and change it, the function. Okay, let me put and I want it to be like review. Some game, if you click review, can show you assets where you made error, correction, blah 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 blah. So as I put this button now, if I click review, that will be the button for review. But for now, I don't really want to do that. We'll be doing that deeply when we're in our app creation class. Okay, what should I put again? Okay, so let me put game over. If I want to use game over now, the symbol I'm going to use is called default font. Default font. So let me bring it up. So I will now come to this place and change it to game over. So then I'll come to this test and write game over. So we have font size. You can change it to find different font size. You click this one, change it to any font size of your choice for it to look more graphical, but just for design purpose. You can change the color, make it look unique. Okay. So this is your game over. So look at the reset. I bring out the reset down. So I can bring another. So I can, that is, I've said two things now. Look at it. Reset, that is to replay, to restart the game. This is to restart the game. This is game over. I can put score. You know, if you are playing game, if you lose, they'll tell you your highest score or initial score, and so that people will gain a point, blah blah blah. If I do like this, I can. So if I want to do that, it's still this default font I will use. Take note, anytime you want to do your game over, you use default fonts. If you want to do score, so you use default point. But if you want to put restart, what will you use? Use your navigation button. So let's put score. I'll bring it like this. I will name it as score. So you can, I can name it as highest score. Highest score. So I will go down. Highest score. So this highest score, now I'll come to this users test. I will change it to score. Change it to score. Okay. So that is highest score. I can put initial score. If I put initial score, anytime you play the game, it's going to be showing you the current score you have. This highest score is that in game to show you the highest limit you have gotten to. Okay, so let me just. Let's just dabble into our 3 words. For all these ones, all this enemy, you change them to enemy. So initially, it's going to be in character. You change it to enemy. this one too. You change it to enemy. It's not in enemy, you change it to enemy. Remember, like this one, change them to enemy. You make them to be static. If you make them to be static, they'll be standing. Make them to be kinetic, they will just be having free movement. So it depends on what you want. So like this one now, I decide I want to put this one as static and put the other one as now I put this one as kinetic, so I put this one as static. Depends on my choice. So let's just preview. Okay, now you just look at what I just did. Like, I started the game. Now, where I wasn't playing, I wasn't running, I didn't play. Now normally these are supposed to run. I need to press my left key on my mouse. And that was the command we used to play the game. So because I'm not playing anything, say game over. You see now, I'm having the zeros. That's my highest score. If I put another one down to show my initial score, if I want the game to start again, I will click restart. It's going to start. So now next class, we'll put different scene, put house, put different fine stuff around this place, then give all these ones command again. So we'll continue with the game. So this is where we're going to stop here before we continue with the game, while working with only strictly our application students. And take note, I want to comment your answer below. I'm asking you a question. There's a statement I made, and the statement was, before you can restart a game, you must have a navigation button. Comment the time, the seconds, and the location where I made that statement. That is your classwork. Thank you, and God bless you.